Have you ever lain awake at night, wondering why your life feels so off? Maybe you're not happy with your job, or your dreams seem to slip further away every day. Maybe you look at other people's lives on social media, at work, or even in your neighborhood and think, their lives are so perfect. Why isn't mine like that? If you've ever felt this way, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to share a story that'll teach you how to cherish every moment of your life. Stick around until the end, because this story might just change the way you see everything. In a small, dusty village, Ethan lived in a modest mud house along a rugged path. His life was steeped in hardship. His father was a farmer, but the crops rarely thrived. His mother worked long hours as a domestic helper in nearby villages, yet money was always scarce. Ethan's clothes were tattered, his shoes reduced to worn-out sandals. On his way to school, classmates mocked him, sneering, "Look at poor Ethan, dreaming big." But deep in his heart, Ethan nurtured a grand dream: to become a pilot, soaring through the skies, guiding people to their destinations. At night, when the village slept, Ethan would lie on the ground outside, staring at the stars. He watched planes cut through the clouds, their lights twinkling like distant promises. His heart swelled with hope, but reality weighed heavily. How can a poor boy like me become a pilot? He wondered. I have no money, no proper books, no one to support me. His father would say, "Ethan, don't dream so big. Our life is on the ground, not in the sky." The villagers laughed. "Pilots need money, Ethan. Stick to farming." One evening, feeling defeated, Ethan sat by the riverbank. In his hands was an old magazine featuring stories of famous pilots. If they could do it, why can't I? He thought. Just then, his grandfather, a wise old man respected in the village, sat beside him. Ethan poured out his heart. "Grandpa, I want to be a pilot, but I have nothing. No money, no support. How can I succeed?" Grandpa smiled gently and said, "Come, let me show you something." He led Ethan to a large, smooth rock by the river, shaped by years of relentless water flow. "Look at this rock and the river's current," Grandpa said. "Which is stronger?" Ethan replied, "The river's current. It's carved the rock smooth." Grandpa nodded. "You're right. But do you know, this rock was once much larger, much stronger? When the river's current first struck it, the rock stood firm. But the current never gave up. Year after year, it chipped away at the rock, bit by bit. Today, the rock is smooth because the current's patience and persistence won." Ethan listened quietly. Grandpa continued, "Life is like this river. When you chase your dream of becoming a pilot, you'll face obstacles like this rock: lack of money, people's doubts, fear of failure. But if you don't give up, if you keep moving forward little by little, those obstacles won't stop you. Every challenge will make you stronger, smoothing the path to your dream." Ethan asked, "But Grandpa, what if I fail?" Grandpa smiled. "Failure is like the river's waves. One wave hits the rock and falls back, but another comes, trying again. You must keep trying, Ethan. Each failure teaches you how to do better. Don't fear it. Learn from it." Ethan's heart sparked with new resolve. He decided he wouldn't give up. From that day, he dove into his studies. By day, he helped his father in the fields. By night, he studied by the dim light of a candle, poring over old books. He approached his school teacher to learn how to apply for a pilot training scholarship. The teacher gave him the address of an institute in the city that offered free training for talented students. Ethan traveled to the city with just a few coins in his pocket. The city's bright lights and towering buildings awed him, but they also made him feel small. He lived in a cramped room shared with other students, barely scraping by. The day of the entrance exam arrived. Ethan gave it his all. But when the results came, he had failed. His heart sank. That evening, he sat alone in a city park, staring at his worn sandals and the tattered magazine in his hands. Doubts flooded his mind. Maybe the villagers were right. Maybe this is impossible for someone like me. Tears welled in his eyes as he thought, "I've come so far only to fail? Is my dream over?" He felt the weight of his poverty, the sting of his classmates' mockery, and the loneliness of being far from home. But then, Grandpa's words echoed in his mind. "Failure is like a wave. Another will come." He clenched his fists. "I won't go back," he resolved. "I'll stay, work, and try again." Ethan found a job at a small shop, working long hours to support himself. By night, he studied, strengthening his math and physics. He analyzed his mistakes from the first exam, determined to improve. A year later, he took the exam again. This time, he earned the scholarship. Training was no easier. The city's fast pace, the complex lessons, and the pressure tested him daily. One day, during a simulator test, Ethan made a mistake. The instructor scolded him. "Ethan, if you make such basic errors, how will you fly a plane?" Ethan felt crushed, but Grandpa's words returned. "Every challenge makes you stronger." He spent extra hours practicing, learning from each mistake. 2 years later, he flew his first plane. High above the clouds, he felt alive. "This is where I belong," he thought, watching the world below, just as he had imagined as a boy. 5 years later, Ethan returned to his village as a pilot. The villagers who once mocked him now looked at him with pride. He went to Grandpa, now frail with age, but with the same warm smile. Ethan said, "Grandpa, without your words, I might have given up. You taught me that obstacles aren't enemies, they're teachers." Grandpa smiled. "Ethan, you have become like the river's current. You have proven that with patience and effort, no dream is impossible." Ethan visited the school, sharing his story with the children. "Life," he told them, "is like the sky. Storms and clouds will come, but if you keep flapping your wings, the sky will be yours."